Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our family service, June 11th, on this beautiful sunny Sunday. My name is Jennifer Kane. I'll be your MC here this morning at Windward Buddhist Temple. We begin with the ringing of the temple bell, or kansho. This signifies the beginning of a temple service. It is a deep and sacred ritual steeped in ancient tradition. It is the calling of the people to come together and to listen to the Dharma teachings. The temple bell represents the gratitude and deep appreciation of the members, friends, and guests of Windward Buddhist Temple. Please sit quietly in your seat. Please rise for the meditation, followed by the chanting of the Vandana Ti-Sarana by the congregation in Pali and in English. This can be found in your red Jodo Shinshu service book on page 7. Please be seated. Today's sutra is Juseige. You can find this in the Red Jodo Shinshu service book on page 54.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida.
Reverend Barbara Brennan will now come up to read the explanation of the new creed, Ryogemon, which we have it's a separate handout that you have. Reverend Barbara?
Thank you, Jen. Good morning, and welcome to all the visitors. This message was written by the Monshu, the head of our temple, earlier in the year. It's called Message on the New Ryogemon, a way of appreciating the teaching, gratitude for the Jodo Shinshu teaching. In March of this year, we will be observing the joint celebration of the 850th anniversary of Shinran Shonin's birth and the 800th anniversary of the establishment of the Jodo Shinshu teaching. This series of commemorative services is a great opportunity for us all to express our gratitude for the benevolence of Shinran Shonin, who clarified the Jodo Shinshu teaching that we are able to appreciate today. During the occasion, we will be able to share the joy of following the same spiritual path with fellow Nembutsu followers. It would be even more wonderful if the younger generation, as well as those who have yet to become connected, will take this opportunity to become more familiar with Buddhism and the Jodo Shinshu tradition. It goes without saying how important it is for us, a religious organization, to transmit the teaching in correct and understandable ways. To rationalize and update it for people, we must modify our ways of sharing it in accordance with the times, environment, and people's way of thinking. For this purpose, in 2021, on the occasion of the annual commemoration service of the establishment of Jodo Shinshu, I proclaimed a message on gratitude for the Jodo Shinshu teaching. This text was written to express its essence and intended to be recited by everyone on various occasions. Thus, I aspired that we learn from Shinran Shonin's way of living and transmit the tradition to the next generation in appropriate ways. Since the time of Renyo Shonin, we have adopted the passage of the original Ryogemon as a way to express our appreciation. The original Ryogemon outlines and describes the Jodo Shinshu teaching, such as the entrusting heart as the cause of our birth in the Pure Land, as well as the Nembutsu as an expression of our gratitude in simple phrases that were easy to understand for the then common people. Therefore, the role of the original Ryogemon should be highly regarded even today. Excuse me. However, we cannot deny that the connotation of the original Ryogemon has faded with the changing times. Therefore, we may need a modern version of Ryogemon, way of appreciation for the teaching as Nembutsu followers, expressed in plain and simple words, which we can recite to reassure ourselves and share it with others. In consideration of this, today I reissue Gratitude for the Jodo Shinshu teaching as a modern version of Ryogemon, with the addition, of a verse that expresses our gratitude to Shinran Shonin and all our predecessors. If you can stand, please join me in reciting this new Ryogemon, which starts with the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Entrust yourself to me. I will liberate you just as you are. This is the calling voice of Amida. My blind passions are embraced in the Buddha's awakening. So the Buddha calls to me, I will liberate you just as you are. Gratefully responding to the Buddha's call, I find that I am already on the path that leads to the Pure Land, and the Nembutsu flows freely from my thankful heart. It is due to the guidance of Shinran Shonin and successive spiritual leaders who have transmitted the teaching to us today. Living with the Dharma as my guide softens my rigid heart and mind. Gratitude for the gift of life I have received frees me from becoming lost in greed and anger, allows me to share a warm smile and speak gentle words. Sharing the joy and sadness of others, I shall strive to live each day to the fullest. Monshu Ohtani further says, you may sit down. It is my hope that this new version of Ryogemon, an expression of appreciation for the teaching, will be recited by everyone during various gatherings to share it with a wide range of people as well as the next generation. And it is signed, Shaku Senyo Ohtani Kojun, Monshu Jodo Shinshu Hongwanji Ha, January 16th, 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Brennan. So would you please stand for the Gatha, May Peace Prevail. This is in the purple Windward Buddhist Temple Supplemental Service Book and can be found on page 19.
With eyes that self-reflect.
Please be seated. Today's Dharma Talk will be by our own Reverend Barbara Brennan.
Good morning, everyone, again. It's kind of unusual to come up here twice to speak, so bear with me. Last month, I talked about some of the features on the altar, including the central figure of Amida Buddha, which is the Buddha of infinite wisdom and compassion. This central object of reverence in Shin Buddhism is Amida Buddha. As Monshu Kojun Ohtani states, Namo Amida Butsu is the dynamic working that is directed to us from the Buddha. We do not reach out and grasp the Buddha, but rather the Buddha reaches out and comes to us first. This is the meaning of dynamic working. It signifies the ever-moving working that is directed to us. In Shin Buddhist temples, as in all our Hongwanji temples in Hawaii, the statue of Amida Buddha is standing, and it is leaning slightly forward. This is to symbolize Amida's working is directed toward us. We should think of the name Namo Amida Butsu as the word given to us from Amida Buddha that expresses the dynamic working. Monshu Ohtani, as the leader of our Jodo Shinshu sect, reflects in chapter 1 of his book, Moving Forward Just As You Are. He says, the reason why we are able to cope with our anxieties and sorrows is because we are not alone. We are able to live by supporting one another through our connections with each other. In Hawaii, you will often hear people say, "Okage-sama de," thanks to everyone and everything. This is an expression of appreciation to the other person or persons for the good that came about for your benefit. It is the realization that we cannot live fully without the support of each other. It is a joy to be part of this Sangha, to share stories and see the nurturing of friendships and an appreciation and dedication in the Dharma. So many of the relationships have been nurtured over many years. It is time to connect with each other in friendship and sharing food. And my apologies, it is taking me a while to learn and remember everyone's names. I recognize you, but I'm sorry, your name just escapes my brain. We live in this beautiful island state of Hawaii, and we realize how much we depend on the commerce and goods from so many other people and places. Everything in this world exists based on interdependency. When we are not aware of this, we tend to think that only our opinions and our own perspective is the only one that is right and justified. Yes, our egos and selfishness get the best of us. Bishop Eric Matsumoto reminds us, as we are illuminated by the light of wisdom and compassion, may we realize that peace begins with each one of us and is dependent upon all of us. How then do we attain peace in the world today? In order to help stop problems such as war, terrorism, confrontations between nations and peoples, and political clashing, it is necessary that we first treat others with the same care and respect that we would show ourselves. What the historical Buddha Shakyamuni concerned himself with and tried to clarify was the truth of this world that we live in and our human way of life. Unfortunately, we turn our backs on that truth. Shakyamuni Buddha did not create the truth of this world. Regardless of whether the Buddha awakened to it or not, this truth has existed and always will. That is why the Buddha revealed to us the unchanging universal truth called the Dharma, which transcends race, national borders, and reaching any period in time and any point in space. In Shin Buddhism, we do not abandon our secular life. While immersed in society and as our natural selves with all our thoughts, feelings, and actions as they are, we become aware that we're always with Amida Buddha. Traditionally, in Shin communities, when talking about the Dharma, we do not really emphasize how a person's character or life might change from listening to the teachings of Amida Buddha. The Buddha's teachings can be found everywhere, in movies, in stories, in songs, because of the universality of the Dharma. A transformation within a person's mind and heart can occur naturally. We are able to awaken to this understanding precisely because we receive Amida Buddha's dynamic working. In our lives, we have many unique and special relationships with the people around us. We should cherish these relationships as they are the result of the countless causes and conditions that made them possible here and now. Becoming socially engaged, especially in a spiritual environment, encourages everyone else to find new inspiration and meaning in their lives. So coming to temple is a precious time for meeting with Sangha friends. Monshu Ohtani also says, Monshu Kojun Ohtani, who is the father of our current Monshu, says, the 7 gifts that require no possessions, which are 1, the gift of gentle eyes, looking at others kindly. 2, the gift of a smile and kind expressions. The gift of words, speaking kindly to others. 4, the gift of the physical body, acting properly yourself and treating others with respect. 5, the gift of heart, touching others with a heart full of love. The gift of a resting place, offering others a place to sit and rest. And 7, the gift of shelter and lodging, providing others with a room or warm place to stay. These 7 gifts do not require any money or goods in the least. Of course, we cannot live the way the Buddha did. However, we can emulate the Buddha. When we do so, we can better appreciate what a truly wonderful heart the Buddha must have had in order to accomplish what he did. Reverend Kojun Ohtani continues, when you let these words become etched in your heart, you will find you are no longer saying, oh, what a boring day this is. He also urges, don't think in the narrow sense of just those closest to you with yourself at the center. Think more expansively of your connectedness to life. After all, we are in the same boat as beings who Amida Buddha intends to save. Thank you for listening. Please join me in kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda.
Thank you, Reverend Barbara. Please stand for our Gatha, O Light of Asia. This can be found in the Praises of the Buddha. This is the Brown Book on page 117. Please continue to stand after we sing the Gatha for the Nembutsu, which is on page 135 in the red Jodo Service book.
Gratitude for the gift of life I have received frees me from becoming lost in greed and anger and allows me to share a warm smile and speak gentle words. Sharing in the joy and sadness of others, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Please be seated. That concludes this Sunday's family service. And I'm going to call up our president, Dennis Toshiro, for announcements.
Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to see so many people, and we thoroughly enjoyed our guests, so thank you for coming. Where are my notes? Where are my notes? Okay, first of all, thank you, Reverend Barbara, for your message. Jen, for being our MC today. Merle and Everly and Jet were our greeters. Lisa, thank you very much. And the whole Light of Asia, you very good. And of course, Ryan, who always does a recording of our services, and you get to see it on YouTube. He does a great job. We will have refreshments after the service. It's provided by Team B, that's led by Dana. Let's see, at this point we introduce guests. Let me pull out my long list here. Okay. Anne Sakamoto, Alan's sister from Los Angeles. Welcome. Joel, Nanette, Rose, Ganastisi? Ganastisi. So understand you attend Bitsuing? And you're friends of Barbara. Well, you can come anytime. And Chris Ueda, Tak's son, and fiance Aki Ihara. Welcome. Henry, is it Holden? Welcome. And our friends we have seen several times now, Mel and Irene Ida. And we have a new friend, Cindy Valen. Is that right? Welcome. Let's see, we have Nellie Park and Young Park. Thank you for coming. Members, please reach out and say hello to these new people. Okay, some announcement. First big thing, I don't know if you noticed, there's Mel. We introduced you and you weren't there. Some of you noticed there's something new in our parking lot. We have a flagpole. Thank you to the help of the Kiwanis. That was put in a few days ago. And the purpose is primarily to fly our Buddhist flag. Reverend Burt got it as a gift, I believe, when he traveled to India. So once he's back here for our service, we'll do a special thing and raise the Buddhist flag. I don't know if you're all familiar with it. It's multicolored. I don't know how many colors, but there's stripes going one way and the other way. You have to be here and see it when we raise it, okay? Tomorrow, there'll be 14 of us visiting the Waimanalo Japanese cemetery. We'll meet at the temple at around 9 o'clock and leave here about 9:15. We'll get there at Bellows about 9:30. If you have a Buddhist Temple t-shirt, please wear that. It may get hot, so just be comfortable. The ground is a little uneven, so be sure you have something, good shoes or something on your feet. As introduced last week Sunday, we do have a box back there called Ask Your Minister. So whether it be a simple question that you were curious about or something a little more deep, I guess, please, you're welcome to jot down your questions. If you have any questions that might be more personal, if you want to, Reverend Barbara is always available. She has her cell number available, so you could also reach out to her that way. Our current bishop, Bishop Eric Matsumoto, his term, after 3 terms, for bishop, normally the maximum is 2 terms, but because of I guess, how good it's been to the Hongwanji that the state bylaws was amended to allow him to have a third term. So he's been bishop for 12 years now, and we'll have a new bishop. We have a bishop-elect that will become effective, the new bishop as of July 1st. So on July 8th, there'll be like an appreciation luncheon for Bishop Eric. Unfortunately, that's the day of our bone dance, so most of us will be kind of busy getting everything set up. But if any of you are interested, I do have more specific details. It'll be down, happening at the Alamon Hotel. Again, it's a luncheon, and there's a cost. Next Sunday, June 18th, we'll have a regular Sunday service to observe Father's Day with a message by Bob Nishita. We'll also observe Juneteenth. It's a new national holiday, so we'll also commemorate that. Today, we're going to have bingo. Second Sunday, always bingo. We have enough cards for all these people? Okay. Regarding bone dance, there's 4 weeks left until June 8th. Merle has gone around asking July, what did I say? July. Oh, July 8th. We have a list of donations for food items. People sign up to help, whether it be the food booth or here, we'll have a country store. But please remember that the week prior, July 1st, we'll be putting up the music stand or yagura, and we need manpower. So I already see Chris over there as potential help. But please come out and help if you can. July 1st, usually start around 8 o'clock. The day of is in the morning we start decorating. We've already got a commitment on, I think, Monstera leaves, if I'm not mistaken. Kailua, if you haven't noticed, our bone dance is so unique. The yagura is, I think we're the only one that decorated with foliage, with greenery. Typically, the Monstera as a background, we may put palm leaves, but a lot of flowers. So if you have flowers, we appreciate donations, whether it be bird of paradise or torch ginger or something like that. If you have anything you want to donate, you're welcome to let me know, and so we can expect that. Thank you. One more announcement, Cynthia.
More announcements. Let's see. Thank you to everyone who brought rummage items for our rummage sale, which is going to be part of the country store. So we are collecting for the next 2 more Sundays. So thank you very much anyway to the ones who brought things today. And we have bingo, which Dennis already announced right after the service while you're eating or after you eat. And the last thing is we're going to be making takuan for the bon dance. So we need help from people who can chop the takuan. So we're going to be doing that this Friday, this coming Friday at 8:30 here at the temple. So if you're available, please come by to help. Thank you.
Every year at this time, we hear about all the different graduations that go on at different schools. And we have learned that one of our members' daughter has graduated. Jana Jaffe. Linda, won't you come up with Jana? Jana graduated from I'm sorry? Liz Jordan. Okay, we want to present her with a lei. And a little gift for you. Thank you. So what are your plans for school?
I'm heading to Marist College in New York to study fashion design.
Wow, terrific. Thank you. Definitely a future leader for Hawaii, right? Okay, any other announcements? Yes.
We have 11 containers of bitter melon noodle soup for sale at $6. First come, first served.
Oh, we don't pull a number or... Okay, the famous Windward Buddhist Temple bitter melon. I heard, I don't eat bitter melon, but I heard it's really good. So, okay, let's have refreshments and let's do words of thanksgiving. Found on page 126 of your red service book. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we share its benefits with all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember Amida Buddha's compassion, which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namo Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. Thank you, everyone.